If someone was to say to you, production designer, what's a production designer? How would you answer that question?
The production designer takes care of what you can somehow touch, like the tangible thing. You know, the props, the sets, the walls, the color palette. And then on the other side, production designers, we have the chance of creating a world that works specifically for each film. You can also give a big context. You can explain a lot of things that will be reiterative or that will be difficult to tell with words, like in the script. In one frame, you can really show how the character is feeling, what is the the social and economic context of it, if it's depressed or not.
A sequence like this, it sounds completely storyboarded second by second.
It was, and it was completely storyboarded. But what we did is we wanted to test how it looked physical and how it looks digital and how we can manage that amount of water. So we end up doing a combination of things. We noticed that the digital water didn't work well, so we always wanted to be based in real water. So what we did is we start playing with miniatures. This scene that you're seeing, we shot it in Spain in a water tank. So it was the way we mixed three things, like scale 1:1 when the actors were. Basically what we did is we channeled the water, we put 2 lanes that you could control with the joystick, basically, 2 parallel lanes. And in those lanes you can change elements. You could put, let's say, a bucket in which you will put the actor. So the actor will be protected, and you can basically move it the way you want. So you can have, let's say, 2 actors and play the way it was. Or you can place a camera and an actor. Then we change it. We took out all the human, let's say, the human scale, and we put elements that were 3 times smaller, like the cars and the trees and all those things, which were miniatures. So by adding all of these things, we could create, that thing. But an important thing for me is not more than this thing. It was that we started experimenting with color a lot. So first we start with bright colors, then we took out all the colors except the red for pointing out certain things. Then, meanwhile, they were recovering in the hospitals, especially. The color will appear a little bit more and more, and then at the end, they have back the colors, but in a complete different saturation. So that means that they had a learning through all of this, and life won't be the same. And that's the way the color travels during the whole thing. So for me, as I said, it's more like the use of color can have really a narrative impact. For me, it's interesting, all these tricks that you have to do in films. Like in here is like how do you a scene like a crazy scene, and you have to solve a puzzle always of what do you do physical, what do you do digital, what do you do on location, what do you do in a sound stage. But that happens in all the films, like when you choose 2 locations and the exterior is one and the interior is another. I think it's very important to try to be seamless and really be coherent in what you explain and what you show. I strongly believe that that production design is not aesthetic discipline. It's completely a narrative discipline. So you have to really tell the story, and ultimately by doing all of these things, do what I believe it's a very important thing in filmmaking, which is feel the audience, connect deeply with emotions with the audience.